Well, good morning and blessings. Welcome to 76. Reading again from the White Edition, Book B. I'm under no laws but God's. Now, this is a really crucial, I guess they're all crucial, but this is a really to the point kind of lesson, and it's very apt at this point in time. If you're watching this from the far distant future, this is the year 2021, apparently, in the Matrix. And we're attempting to do these lessons to escape the bondage of the ideas of limitation and littleness have bound us within our own concept of ourself in favor of accepting through the witness to the forgiven world the unconditional love of God that we've tried previously to deny and usurp even. It's a funny dream, isn't it? Why would I do this to myself? I must be mad. All right, so listen to this lesson. This lesson's awesome. Lesson 76. I am under no laws but God's. I am under no laws but God's. We have observed before how many senseless things have seemed to you to be salvation. Each of them has imprisoned you with laws as senseless as itself. You are not bound by them. Yet to understand that this is so, you must first realize salvation lies not there. While you would seek for it in things that have no meaning, you bind yourself to laws that make no sense. Thus do you seek to prove salvation is where it is not. Today we will be glad you cannot prove it, for if you could, you would forever seek where it is not and never find it. The idea for today tells you once again how simple is salvation. Look for it where it waits for you, and there it will be found. Look nowhere else, for it is nowhere else. Think of the freedom in the recognition that you are not bound by all the strange and twisted laws which you have set up to save you. Ready? You really think that you would starve unless you have stacks of green paper strips and piles of metal discs, money. You really think a small round pellet or some fluid pushed into your veins through a sharpened needle will ward off death. You really think you are alone unless another body is with you. Right, now that's really cool. I mean, just speaking about the idea of where we're at, 2021, whether you believe it's a real pandemic or not, we're faced with this globally, this vaccination idea, which we're presented with the idea that if I'm injected with this liquid through a sharpened needle, it's going to ward off death. It's funny stuff, right? All of this body-related stuff, it's like, hang on a minute. I'm eternal. This is just my vessel. It's a temporary learning device. It's funny. And I'm laughing, I guess, too, because in the idea of the dream and in the idea of like my body being subject to the dictates of my karmic imprints or my cause and effect relationships through the nature of bad decisions or poor decision making that I've made in the past, I subjected myself to a belief in sickness that we call cancer when I was in my late 20s and early 30s, and healed it through this book some 25 years ago, through using these lessons that we're doing today. And I know I've spoken about that several times in other videos. If you're watching my videos, you've probably come across it before, but the idea that the body can be saved from death, it's just kind of funny, You really need to look at the overall picture of life, the big picture of life, not just like my little life running around. I have to feed the kids and get to work and do all that sort of stuff. The big picture of life. What am I? What's the universe about? all of these sorts of things, and live from that huge perspective. Right, I'm a tiny, tiny grain of sand here in a massive cosmos that doesn't exist, including the tiny grain of sand that I think I am. Right? Which we'll find out today through that vision of the forgiven world, wherein you'll see everything that you think you knew before vanish to be replaced by what actually exists here and now. It is insanity that thinks these things. Insanity. It's not just you're a little bit crazy, you're insane. This is Jesus talking. It is insanity that thinks these things. You call them laws and put them under different names in a long catalogue of rituals that have no use and serve no purpose. They serve a purpose according to the ego. They validate the idea that I think I'm a body and that I'm going to die. Hopefully by the time we get to lesson 76, we're beginning to change our minds about that purpose and look at things differently. And it's like, oh, I don't know about that one. Okay, so you call them laws and put them under different names in a long catalogue of rituals that have no use and serve no purpose. You think you must obey the laws of medicine, of economics, and of health. Protect the body and you will be saved. These are not laws, but madness. The body is endangered by the mind that hurts itself. Like I said, when I made manifest that idea of cancer throughout my vessel so that it became unworkable. The body is endangered by the mind that hurts itself. The body suffers that the mind will fail to see it is the victim of itself. The body's suffering is a mask the mind holds up to hide what really suffers. It would not understand it is its own enemy, that it attacks itself and wants to die. It wants to die. It is from this your laws would save the body. It is for this you think you are a body. There are no laws except the laws of God. This needs repeating over and over until you realize that it applies to everything you have made in opposition to his will. Your magic has no meaning. What it is meant to save does not exist. Only what it is meant to hide will save you. The laws of God can never be replaced. We will devote today to rejoicing that this is so. It is no longer a truth which we would hide. We realize instead it is a truth which keeps us free forever. Magic imprisons, and by magic we're talking about science and everything else, and economics and all of these things that, instead of being miracle-minded. Magic imprisons, but the laws of God set free. The light has come because there are no laws but his. We will begin the longer practice periods today with a short review of the different kinds of laws we have believed we must obey. Ready? Law obeyers. These would include, for example, the laws of nutrition. Okay, the laws of nutrition, of immunization, of medication, and of the body's protection in innumerable ways. Think further. You believe in the laws of friendship, of good relationships and reciprocity. And you might think, why? What's wrong with good relationships and friendships and reciprocity? Right? All of these things, if there's a good relationship, there's a bad relationship, right? I'm in a relationship with myself, and everyone and everything that I see now has the new purpose of being my mirror or my teacher or my way shower, so that I can come to the realization through an experience of myself that there is only one mind, there is no world, and that I am one in God as created. Okay, this is enlightenment we're talking about. This is not about having a better life in the world. That's a byproduct, but it's not the whole picture. Okay. You think further. You believe in the laws of friendships, of good relationships, and reciprocity. Fools! Perhaps you even think that there are laws which set forth what is God's and what is yours. Many religions have been based on this. They would not save but damn in heaven's name. Yet they are no more strange than other laws you hold must be obeyed to make you safe. There are no laws but God's. Dismiss all foolish Fools, dismiss all foolish magical beliefs today and hold your mind in silent readiness. Thank you. Hold your mind in silent readiness to hear the voice that speaks the truth to you. You will be listening to one who says that there is no loss under the laws of God. Payment is neither given nor received. All of you Course in Miracles teachers charging money for have people attend your seminars and your lectures and bullshit online courses. You heard me. Fools. Fools. Payment is neither given nor received. Okay? Exchange cannot be made. Can it get any clearer than this? Exchange cannot be made. There are no substitutes and nothing is replaced by something else. God's laws forever give and never take. Hear him who tells you this and realize how foolish are the laws you thought upheld the world you thought you saw. Then listen further. He will tell you more about the love your Father has for you, about the endless joy he offers you, about his yearning for his only Son, created as his channel for creation, denied to him by his belief in hell. It's powerful stuff. You don't have to believe it. You just have to apply it and test it out in your own conscious association with yourself in the landscape of your own domain and see what occurs, and you will be witness to miracles. I guarantee it. Let us today open God's channels to him and let his will extend through us to him. It's like it's a loop. Thus his creation endlessly increased. His voice will speak of this to us as well as of the joys of heaven, which his laws keep limitless forever. We will repeat today's idea until we have listened and understood there are no laws but God's. Then we will tell ourselves as a dedication with which the practice period concludes, I am under no laws but God's. We will repeat this dedication as often as possible today, at least 4 or 5 times an hour, as well as in response to any temptation to experience ourselves as subject to other laws throughout the day. It is our statement of freedom from all danger and all tyranny. It is our acknowledgement that God is our Father and that his Son is saved. That's a powerful lesson, 76. If you didn't find yourself there somewhere in that lesson as a reflection, like, you didn't truly hear it, go back and read it again. Okay. Well, that's it. I love you. Laws of reciprocity and good relationships. It's like, well, I like for those who think of me to think of peace and to think of the alternative that I'm attempting to represent through this declaration of my certainty that the Father and the Son are one, which I've experienced through the enlightenment of my mind some many years ago, and am carrying as a living message to you today to attempt to help you join me in this certainty through the vision that is given by the Holy Spirit. Okay, I love you. That's it. Peace. See you tomorrow. And Michael, thank you for the new beads. I've actually stopped using the beads. I just kind of wear them nowadays as a I don't know, just a kind of like a joyous, I look at them and like the mind training, So, but thank you very much. Peace.